Jadon Sancho is heading back to Borussia Dortmund. 2 years ago, that would have sounded impossible. From Bundesliga superstar to Manchester United exile, eating lunch alone, locked out of the squad. So, how did it all fall apart? And now that he's back where it all began, is this finally the comeback story we've been waiting for? Born in London, raised in the academies of Watford and Manchester City. But let's be real, it was in Dortmund where Jadon Sancho became that guy. The superstar everyone was talking about. Back in 2017 he looked at City's stacked squad and knew breaking through would be near impossible. So he packed his bags for Germany. The gamble paid off instantly. Youngest to hit 10 Bundesliga goals, first player born in the 2000s to score twice in a game. He wasn't just playing, he was rewriting records. 3.5 seasons at Dortmund, and his stats were video game numbers. 46 goals, 64 assists in just 104 league games. That's insane. He lifted the DFB Pokal, the German Super Cup, and earned himself 19 England caps. Every time he stepped on the pitch, you felt like something magical was about to happen. Sancho was part of that legendary Dortmund trio: Sancho, Haaland and Bellingham. These three were pure chaos for Bundesliga defenses. Haaland's smashing Premier League records, Bellingham's being compared to Ronaldo, and Sancho fighting just to get minutes. United had been chasing him since 2018, and in July 2021 they finally got their man, 85 million euros, a huge signing. But 4 years later it's like he disappeared. His first season completely overshadowed by Cristiano Ronaldo's big return. United had one of their worst Premier League seasons, and Sancho only managed 3 goals. Second season started with a bit of hope. Goals against Liverpool and Leicester. But that spark didn't last. Then Erik steps in and pulls him from the squad entirely. Says he's going on a personal training program. That's when things started getting messy. At the end of the 2022-23 season, Sancho missed the last 4 games before the World Cup break. Ten Hag's explanation? He wasn't in the right fitness state. Some said he was ill, but honestly, no one knew what was really going on. And it just kept going downhill. He got left out of England's Nations League squad before the World Cup, a massive blow. Then, the strangest thing. He deletes all his Instagram posts, changes his profile pic to a black screen. It was like watching a superstar fade away in real time. By October 2022 it was impossible not to notice. Sancho was just gone. No training, no matches, nothing. Ten Hag came out and said he was dealing with physical and mental issues. Then sent him off to the Netherlands to train in isolation with special coaches. 3 months away from the squad, that's a lifetime in football. Then February 2023 rolls around and he's finally back. First game, goal against Leeds. The perfect return, right? Most of the time he was on the bench, and across the whole season he only managed 7 goals in 41 games. For a guy United paid 85 million euros for, that's not what anyone expected. Still, there was a bit of hope. In the summer preseason Sancho looked sharp. Even scored a beauty against Arsenal in New York. Fans started thinking, okay, this is it. The real Sancho's back. But then the season started. And reality hit hard. Just 3 league appearances. And then came the breaking point after the Arsenal game. Ten Hag dropped him from the squad, saying his training performances weren't good enough. Sancho wasn't having it. He jumped on X and basically said, "Don't believe the hype, I've been training fine." He even hinted he was being made a scapegoat. And if there's one thing you don't do with Ten Hag, it's go public like that. The fallout was brutal. Sancho got banished from first team training, told he wouldn't be back until he apologized. United even put out a statement saying he was on a personal training program, away from everyone else, until it was sorted. Fast forward to January 2024, and Sancho's back in familiar colors, Borussia Dortmund, on loan. And instantly you could see the difference. Assist for Marco Reus in his first game back, goals against Werder Bremen and PSV. Then in the Champions League semi-final against PSG, he completed 12 dribbles. He even played almost the full 2024 Champions League final, though Dortmund lost 2-0 to Real Madrid. After the loan ended, he returned to United and apparently patched things up with Ten Hag. On August 10th, 2024, he came on as a sub in the Community Shield against Man City, but missed a penalty in the shootout. So the loan story didn't end with Dortmund. Next stop, Chelsea. And at first it actually looked like Sancho had found his happy place again. Back in London, close to home, smiling in training. The early signs were all good. On his debut, he comes off the bench, slips a perfect ball through for Nkunku's winner against Bournemouth. You could just feel it. Leaving United had lifted a weight off his shoulders. No complaints about his attitude, no whispers about training. He looked sharper, lighter, hungrier. Playing on the left of Enzo Maresca's attack, he even bagged a lovely goal to kick-start Chelsea's wild 4-3 comeback win over Spurs in December. For a moment it felt like we were finally about to see the Sancho, who tore Bundesliga defenses to pieces. Christmas came and went, and so did his form. Confidence started slipping, and suddenly he went 780 minutes without a single shot on target. You could see it. The hesitation, the safe passes. Sancho's got incredible feet and vision, but in the Premier League you can't just rely on that. He's quick, yeah, but he doesn't have that explosive burst that scares fullbacks. He's not the guy who's going to leave defenders eating grass. His game's more subtle, which is exactly why he's always looked more at home in Germany. Chelsea noticed it too. This wasn't a disaster by any means. 41 appearances, 5 goals, 10 assists. Played his part in getting them into the Champions League. Even scored an equalizer against Ipswich in April that turned out to be more important than anyone thought. And in his last Chelsea game, came off the bench to score in their 4-1 win over Real Betis in the Conference League final. But here's the thing. One nice goal against a Betis side full of Premier League cast-offs wasn't enough to convince Chelsea. They liked him. They saw the talent. But those consistency concerns never went away. They even sat down with him to talk about staying on lower wages. But nothing came of it. And so, at 25 years old, Sancho finds himself at another crossroads. He's not the next big thing anymore, not an England regular, and still trying to figure out exactly where he belongs in football. Roma are the latest club to throw their head in the ring, checking in to see if they can make a move for him. Earlier it looked like Juventus were going to seal the deal, personal terms were even agreed. But that's all stalled. Borussia Dortmund, they'd love to bring him back again. Their sporting director Sebastian Kehl has already admitted they've been talking about it. But here's the catch. United want around 20 million euros for him. And so far, most clubs either don't want to pay that or only want him on loan with an option to buy. Even Inter Milan have been lurking in the background, keeping tabs while they figure out their own transfer plans. Who's actually going to pull the trigger? Because right now Sancho's in that awkward spot. Too talented to just fade away, but still searching for a club willing to bet on him long term. What do you think? Is Jadon Sancho about to find the perfect club to finally get his career back on track? Or are we looking at another false dawn? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm reading them all. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe for more football stories and hit the bell so you never miss an upload. See you in the next one.